What's up? Welcome back to my channel, Faithful Gang. Anybody who like, comment, share, subscribe, tell all their friends we got the juice on this channel. If you're not telling your friends we lit on this channel, baby, what is you doing? Alright, so here's the story of how I met my celebrity crush. So before I go into the story, I'm gonna tell you how this person even became my celebrity crush. This person is like, what we gonna say, the D-list, Z-list celebrity type shit. You know what I'm saying? They not no big ass celebrity, but if I started saying who they was, like motherfuckers would know exactly who they was. And it's a more of a nigga that's like in the background, and then he be putting on, and then a lot of motherfuckers be coming up because of him. He used to be more in the scene when he was younger. So when I was younger, I used to get on AOL dial-up and I used to watch him. I remember on YouTube. Remember thinking like, man, I sure wish I could date a guy like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy like that would never like a girl like me. It's so funny that I remember thinking that. Like, now as the years have progressed, he didn't kind of like falling more into the background, but I'm still into the thing that he do. When I moved to California, I lived with my auntie, but it was a lot going on in my auntie's house. So I had an uncle that really wanted me to come up there and stay with him. And he was like, you said you was gonna come up here and stay with me, come up here and stay with me. So it was so much going on in my auntie house. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go try to stay at my uncle's house. You know, go up there with him for a minute. It's been a long time. I ain't seen him in a long time. But when I got up there, it was a lot going on at my uncle's house, okay? My dad used to date this girl. Remember I told you the girl that he was with, and he decided I don't want to live here no more. And then he just started sleeping in his car. And then I got dropped off with him to his car, okay? So mind you, my dad had been dating her for years. So I had been talking to this lady on the phone for years. So she was telling me she couldn't wait till I come to California. She couldn't wait to meet me. All these things. Now I'm staying with my uncle and I'm telling her kind of what's going on. And she's like, well, you need to just come stay with me. I don't know why you ain't come here in the first place. I've been told you could come stay with me. You should have came here first. Like, I'm going to help you. Come here. You need to come here. So I had my dad to come pick me up and take me over. So within like a day or so of me being at her house, I had got booked on a Last Comic Standing show. While I was at my uncle's house, I had cut my hair off because I had found out the house that I was living in when I had moved to Arizona. I found out I was living in another female's house.
What?
And a lot had transpired, and I just felt like my hair was so heavy, so I had cut my hair off, right? And so now, since it was short, I was like, I had wanted to relax it. I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and just relax it. It had been a long time since I had a relaxer. So she was like, yeah, you could go get your relaxer. So when I got to the swap meet, who do I see, right? I'm going through and I see my celebrity crush. Now when I first see him, I'm looking and I'm just like, is that who I think it is? Because I hadn't seen him in a long time because he haven't been on the scene. But like you know what I'm saying? And I was like, are you? And he was like, yeah, I am. I was like, mind you, I didn't just cut the part of the story off. Before I could even say his name, he said, yeah, I am. It was so funny because I was looking popped as hell. Like I said, I had just cut my hair. I had like just thrown something on because she was like, well, you should just go to the store now. I had just would call myself like running up there before the baby woke up type. I had my other son in the stroller so I could push him fast and my daughter walk with me. I remember I had a baby in a stroller. I was looking popped as hell. He was like, take my number.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
I was like, oh, I was just trying to get a picture, but okay. I had started texting, and I had told him that I had a show coming up, the Last Comic Standing show, and that he should come. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna come. So it was so funny because, okay, let's say he's a rapper. When I had came around the corner, when I had parked, I remember I parked and came around the corner and he was standing in front of the club.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Just like, oh my gosh, like, he really here? I was like, you really here? He was like, yeah. He was like, okay, to support. I'm like, shit, let's go on the back and battle rap. He was like, no, I came to support you. I didn't come here for that.
Get out of here.
I I remember that was so funny and cringy at the same time. Like when I realized what I asked to do, but it's like that's only because he was my celebrity crush, like in that area of art that I loved. I was like, oh my gosh, I loved. I was just on YouTube wondering, would you like a girl like me? And you here right now. We've been texting. That's how I ended up meeting him. And yeah, he came to the show. And then we talked for a long time after that. You know, I feel like a lot of things transpire. I don't know if I'll ever get into that. You know, sometimes when you just see something ain't going nowhere, and then you steady popping up having babies. But is you in a relationship or what? Cause why you keep calling me?
That's weird. What the fuck is wrong with your ashy ass?
Like, y'all broke up? Okay, y'all broke up. Okay, oh, now it's a new girl? Like,
What? Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
what? 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 Why you never popping out with me?
Well, maybe it's just because you're ugly.
Ugly.
Like, oh, okay. Okay, it's cool, it's cool. I said when I had my baby, he was still... No. Yeah, no. Anyway, so a part of the story I want to tell, right? So why when I was staying with the lady, she had told me one day, it was like right after I had got the perm, it was like the next day, right? Now mind you, I told you she was mad because she felt like my dad was with my sister mom, but he was not. He was dropping them off and then coming back to pick him up to take him, because you said he could come over here and chill. But now this man then pointed out that it's a dope house, so you probably paranoid and you doing too much. You ready to argue with somebody. You trying to tell me what it is. I don't know what's going on, because you never told me you was into it with my dad. Probably like the next day, she was like, you should go to the store and get some groceries. And when I was with my dad, I had filmed, so I'm going to insert the video of where I walked to. She was like, you should get some groceries, because they had just gave me some EBT, and it was like probably like $900, I think, because in LA they be giving you a lot. So it probably wasn't 9, but it felt like 9. Shit, of course, because I had just got there damn near the night that I had did the show. I was there for probably like a day or so prior. I had got there, did the perm, then the next day was the show. And then now she like, okay, well, by this time you should get some food. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she was like, my refrigerator empty, like pack it up. You can get as much food, you could spend it all if you need to. And I was finna be there. We pack that cart so full, take all the kids, 3 kids outside, a baby, pack that cart, walk that cart. I had made a joke about how strong you gotta be to be homeless, walking down the street pushing a cart, because at some area of the street the driveway dips. Unfortunately, I deleted the video I took at my dad's house, so we're just going to do the street view. So I walked from the store. We're just gonna start at leaving, okay? So I walked from the store, and you see right here these ramps, that tells you that there's a dip down, but I didn't realize that this actually dips down right here, this street. So the cart damn near fell in the street. So I feel like we illegally ran across the street, because the cart came rolling down the hill fast as hell. Remember, it's full. That's about the moment I realized I messed up. So we end up across the street, and then we proceed to walk. Here is an example of when the street dips in, like I was saying. First of all, when you go down, when you're walking, like let's say when you're walking from past the gate, right around there. Now you might say, oh, well, the street's straight up there. But no, when you're walking, the cart kind of will pull itself down and you'll start to sway down. So I had my baby sitting up there. So it's like I couldn't really wait. And then my kids, I was trying to have them help me, but they're still little. Now, keep that in mind. You seen that? That's the shelter. Yep. So this is where I'd end up. Isn't that a meme or something like that? I feel like I heard that. It's funny. I feel like I get anxiety when I look at this place, and when I remember it or when I look at it, I do only remember my celebrity crush being there with me. Like, I wasn't really there for that long. I don't even know how much of the story I've told so far because I'm in editing, but yeah. So yeah, now me and my kids standing in the front of here. We ringing a bell. We trying to get in. I'm calling my dad. He's telling me to go around the back. Now, mind you, her apartment is all the way in the back. So I've already pushed this cart. Mind you, I've been homeless for like 6 weeks and my family just broke up. So I haven't really been eating. I've been losing a whole bunch of weight. Like, I'm already tired as hell, probably hungry already. Because that's why I had a whole cart full of stuff like that. You go shopping like that when you starving. So now, me and my kids got to get in the back of the apartment and beat on the window. Mind you, we got to wait to catch a car coming in or out. Nobody coming in or out. All the way back there. All the way. We had to walk all the way, and she lived like in the middle apartment. Really? Then we came back. We was buzzing. We was beating. At that time, I didn't understand what it was, but now I understand what it was. But yeah. And my dad said, I would have told you about her. I thought y'all was cool. Like, I don't know, y'all been talking and stuff. I don't know what was said, but I don't talk to her like that no more. I was surprised you said you was going over there. That's why I left her house and be living in my car, because every first of the month when I get my EBT, she want me to come over there. And then after I fill her house with groceries, she tell me I gotta leave. She start a fight. And if you got a cart full of groceries, you have got to be strong, or a cart full of anything. You know, them homeless people be having their cart stacked high. We had all type of stuff in that cart. Boy, we walked back, pushed that cart. We walked there, shopped, walked back. And we beating on the dough. This lady then fell into a dope coma. If anybody know anything about that, they say crackheads don't go to sleep. But when they finally go to sleep, baby, they be asleep. Only God can probably wake them up. Only God can wake a crackhead up. If you ever tried to. That lady, we pushed them groceries all the way there, and she would not open the door. She lived in North Hollywood. I had to call my dad from a whole nother suburb to come and pick us up. He gets there. He obviously know how to wake her up. He done went around the back, beat on the window. I had already done that, but I guess I didn't beat long or hard enough or whatever. Let's say 2 hours have gone by now, okay? She finally wakes up and opens the door. We put all the food in the house, and then he leaves. Now she got an attitude. Your dad just using me. She started talking a lot of stuff. She started talking bad about my dad. Mind you, you obviously using me because she told me we had to go. Y'all got to go. She said we got to go, and when she said that, I'm the type, I'm going today if I can be. My dad was like, just wait till tomorrow. So yeah, she talked all that stuff about him. I packed my stuff up, and I said, yep, I'm about to go. After that, I feel like I went to the shelter. Like, I would rather stay in the shelter than stay here but I didn't go to the shelter. I went to the hotel. It's funny, y'all remember that one song? Hey, sexy lady, It was nice to know you, but I had to move on. That's my song to her. The dude that wrote the hook, I ended up meeting him the next day, and we would end up developing a close friendship. You know what I'm saying? Close friendship. A lot of things transpired with him, but yeah, I ended up meeting. So I also see a lot of parts that got edited out. So let's go back. So I had did the last comic standing contest and I won. So we was all talking about kicking it afterwards. But my sister was there and she couldn't kick it afterwards. We was packed as hell in my dad's van. And I even might have been sitting on this nigga lap at some point. Like, yay. So I feel like because my sister said she couldn't go, my dad didn't want to drive all the way to where she was with us all in the car like that because my cousin, his girlfriend, the girl told me that my celebrity crush could come over to the house and wait. So we went over and we went to the house and we was just waiting and chilling, kind of figuring out what we was going to do or if we was going to do anything. By the time my dad had dropped my sister off, it had gotten pretty late. First of all, it already seemed like she had started tweaking. He had pointed out that it seemed like it was a dope fiend's house. And I just remember he was just like, yeah, like, you can't tell. Look how muggy it is in here. Listen to the music that they playing. And I look at the lighting. And I was like, dang, I didn't even realize. So she keep coming in there tweaking, asking where my dad at. And I'm telling her because the reason why she said that he could come back to the house is because she thought my dad was finna come back to the house too. But my dad don't want to be in the dope house no more. He had started tweaking or whatever. And then so my dad came and picked him up to take him home. And then once he took him home, she just started tweaking, like talking a whole bunch of mess. And so when she was saying you gotta go, she was just being like verbally abusive, like how she did with my dad. When I was with him was actually him showing her, like, I would rather live in my car than live with her. Like, I'll go live in my car. You don't have that over me. Trying to, you could leave, doing all that stuff, because apparently that's her MO. So he was like, yeah, I didn't have no plans on kicking it with her or whatever. So that had made her mad. My dad's such a non-confrontational person. He probably wasn't even thinking about it. Like, it ain't nothing. But I wouldn't even have mentioned my sister in the first place if I knew she was going to start tweaking. She had only said that I could come live there because she thought that my dad was going to come and live there. And when she saw it wasn't happening, she was hot. But I'm the type of person, when you tell me to leave, I'm about to leave. I will literally go and be homeless and with the kids. Like, you is not about to treat me however you want to treat me. And I always prevail. So I am not afraid of nothing. Hell, I done been in some adverse situations. I'm in adverse situations right now, but I ain't worried about it because guess what? It ain't as bad as staying at a roach-infested hotel. My baby first word was roach. First we was excited, then we was afraid. I sure hate my bathroom, but it could be the hotel's bathroom. When I found out there wasn't no roaches here, I said, okay, we could do this. I could do this because it's been worse. So the next day when I had started packing up and I was like, yeah, my dad finna get me, I'm finna go. She had looked at shocked. She was like, what? Your dad finna get you? You finna go? I'm like, yeah, I'm finna leave right now. She's like, oh, I didn't know you was about to leave. So then I started packing up the food in the refrigerator. While she was like, you finna take the food? I looked at her like, yeah, I got all these kids. What? But yeah, so apparently that's her MO, to put people out after she start arguments with them, after she get them to put food in her house. But yeah, my dad's so non-confrontational, he would always just leave the food. And so I guess she thought that that was me too. But I'm my mama's daughter. Baby, the groceries getting put out too. If you like that story, make sure you do so physically. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join the Faithful Gang. You ain't got to get jumped in or nothing. All you got to do is tell your friends we lit over here. Share the story. Share the story. You know somebody that's bored. They be looking for some Tubi movie to watch. Okay, this is just as good as, if not as entertaining. Okay, we got the juice over here. We got the tea. We got the tea today. Who knows what juicy thing we drinking? But it's always something. The next story I'm gonna do is the story of my meeting my celebrity crush. So make sure you got your bell notifications on so you can be notified every time I post. Love you. See you next time.